Welcome to Voice of the Inland Empire, your weekly adventure into the who, what, where, and why of our Southern California communities. And today, rather than being in-house here at my favorite bar, Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland, we are actually going on location to Guasti Regional Park in Ontario for one of my favorite events, the Huck Jubilee. Let's check it out.
Just got my RV checked in to the Jammers RV Park. We're all set up and ready to rock and roll, or actually that would be more bluegrass this weekend. And we are here with Sue Oxerart, who is the Director of Marketing for the Greater Ontario Convention and Visitors Bureau, who have been putting this on now for 3 years. But this event is celebrating its 40th anniversary. I wasn't even born yet.
I know, it's
okay,
great.
that's a lie. But, you know, it felt good to say it.
Well, Ron, welcome. So glad that you're here to join us for a fabulous weekend. Beautiful Southern California weather.
Oh,
and,
it is.
It's great. We're going to anticipate about 40,000 people this weekend is going to come out for the 40th anniversary of Huck Jubilee Bluegrass Music Festival.
And, you know, you're bringing in talent, and it's nonstop, by the way. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just back to back. Some of the greatest bluegrass musicians and groups across the country.
I agree with you. We have over 24 bands are going to be live on this stage. They start Friday morning. They go all the way through until Sunday evening, actually. And so it's a long 3-day weekend, but boy, is it a lot of fun, and it just flies by because you're having so much fun listening to the music. The bluegrass community, the people are fantastic, and we had people last year from 20 different states that were here.
Yep.
So it's great to meet people from all over that are coming to this Bluegrass Music Festival, and I think it's really showing that we are becoming the West Coast premier Bluegrass Music Festival. We're excited everybody's here, and so glad you joined us.
And I know they're from all over, because every year I come out, I'm in the RV park, I'm meeting people that drove across half a dozen states to be here. On the other side of the park is the tent camping. The tents are, you could almost walk from the top of one tent to another.
Yeah,
because you want to come and stay for the whole 3 days, and not just for the music, right?
It's right. It's actually a very family experience. That's one of the festival's biggest things that we do, is that we invite families to come. So we have a kids education music program. We want to make sure that the next generation of kids are learning bluegrass music, and they're taught by some of the experts that we have from the Folk Music Center in Claremont.
And we're going to be chatting a little later today with Ellen Harper from the Claremont Music Center.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So we have that. We've got a lot of other activities. We brought in the blacksmith boys so kids can see what it's like to do some blacksmith. You can also...
Okay, note to self, check out the blacksmithing. Okay.
And then there's also Riley Stone Soup Farm has come in, and they're really reenacting what it was like in the 1800s when Mark Twain wrote the story Huck Finn. So it's great for kids to understand what those kind of old-fashioned games are like, and they think it's brand new. So it's fantastic to see that. So a lot of fun going on, especially out in our family area. And then, of course, here in the main show area, you've got the music, you've got the bands, you've got the vendors, you've got
food. Food like, I don't think there's a type of food that, I think I even saw a sushi booth.
Pretty much, yeah. I think you can probably find everything here.
Yeah, everything here. So it's a great place to be. And take us back in time, 40 years. Where and how did this start?
This was actually the idea in 1975 of Don Tucker. And the Tucker family came up with the idea, put on the very first festival in 1976 out of Mojave Narrows out in the high desert. And they put it on successfully for years. Unfortunately, Don passed away suddenly. His kids decided to bring it here. The family brought it here to Cucamonga-Guasti Regional Park. And we helped out the first year. And then 3 years ago, we really took it on 100%. And so now it's an annual event. It happens on the second weekend in June every single year.
Okay,
So
mark your calendars. Oh, jinx.
So we hope everybody does, continue to come from the local community, from all over the nation. And in fact, this year is the first time that we are broadcasting this live internationally.
No way.
Yeah, people in about 13 other countries are listening to this. So I'm hoping next year we've got a lot of international visitors come to check us out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And mark your calendar. You got to be here next year. What we're going to show you later on in this program, so much of what's going on. You won't want to miss it. You're local. You have no excuse.
Yeah.
Sue.
Huckfan.com, #Huck Yeah.
Huck yeah. And for all of you, Huck yeah, I'm going to go see what else I can find at your festival.
Have a great time. I want to hear you singing, Ron.
When I sing, people's ears bleed. We'll be right
Have a
back.
great time.
So excited to be back in Jubilee. I did it.
Now things have been going wrong long enough to know that everything is right. I've been walking in the dark long enough, I know that I finally seen the light.
Our first stop here at the Huck Finn Jubilee is always one of my favorite. It's the whole Tom Sawyer area, which is dedicated to families and their kids. And I am here with the Blacksmith Boys.
Right.
And
Frank Matisse.
And Frank, tell me what you guys have going on here.
Well, basically, we are a educational blacksmithing group. We do a lot of school programs. I do museum programs, and we try to relate the art of blacksmithing to young kids that have no idea. They've played video games, but they have no idea that you can make anything you want out of metal. We start out, most of the metal that we start with, we do a lot of recycling, like this old horseshoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
It's an old shoe, and we'll put a horse head at one end, and of course a tail at the other. We know that's at the other end of that horse, right? So and then kids hang these up in their room for good luck, or like
nice.
all the old early barns. They all had a horseshoe hanging up over their barn.
For luck, that's right.
Yeah, for luck.
And the kids today forget, or not forget, just don't know so much about our heritage, our past in this country.
Yeah, and the sad thing is their parents, they're 2-3 generations away from working with your hands, and this is something that we try to instill that, making it an educational thing. This is not just a sideshow, but the hardest thing we have is keeping the parents out of the picture, because we'll ask a child, like, okay, what's in the air that makes this fire burn hotter? What is in the air that makes you
And the
alive?
parents are yelling out the answers.
They're whispering, they're trying to whisper, and we have to, parents, now back up. I am asking your daughter or son, this is a learning process. Let them learn.
So this
right?
is hands-on stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Well, so
hands-on.
I would love to see a little demonstration of blacksmithing.
Well, Ron, I've got a good idea. We're going to have you do some blacksmithing with a little bit of tutelage. We'll keep you from burning up too bad.
Okay, just
but we'll teach you
promise that
something.
you'll have your phone nearby and 911 ready to dial you're going to put me on that.
You got it. We've got firemen right here with a fire truck and paramedics.
Okay.
Just waiting for you.
For me, so it
Yeah.
can't be that bad. All right,
Great.
well, let's go do that next.
Let's go over. Okay.
All right, I see we're here, and I see you already have some hot coal. And what do you have here in your hands?
Okay, in this forge, and this is called a forge, not an oven. Okay, we burn.
You mean I can't make a pie in there?
You could, but it will take you about 30 seconds, because We're in here at about 2,500 degrees, so it's plenty warm. You can make s'mores. You can probably make 1,000 of them in 1 minute if that's what you want to do. But they're going to look like this when you get done.
Come out, yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. So we start with coal, and this is Kentucky coal. We get it from Kentucky. The coal that we get out of Colorado, California, we have coal here in California too, but it's got too many impurities in it. So the coal, when it burns, when you first start it, we get a lot of smoke. What happens is there's impurities in the coal. We burn the impurities out, and we end up with pure, we call this coke, and it's almost pure carbon, okay?
Wow.
And it's about half the weight of coal, but it gets a lot hotter. Because there aren't any impurities in it, it burns, and that's what we want to.
And does this burn fast or slow?
It burns pretty fast. It depends upon how much you crank. And when we crank, what you see is we're putting oxygen into the fire.
Take a look at that fire when we put more oxygen into it. That is hot.
Okay.
Is that hot enough?
It's plenty hot. So now he's going to take the metal, put it on the anvil,
Okay.
and strike it with a 2.5-pound hammer. Go ahead and flat.
Hard?
Yep. As hard as you can hit. You play golf?
No, not well. Anyway.
I can tell. You know, I always thought that blacksmithing would be you just beat on it. Well, this is a pretty small piece of metal. When you get it an inch thick, you really have to beat on it pretty hard. Okay, let's hold it up and show the folks what you've done to that metal. So there's the start.
It almost looks serrated at the bottom.
Yep.
So you know when you leave your butter out like overnight and it's really soft the next day? I don't think this would even cut it.
Well, we just have to.
Maybe if I leave it this hot, it would.
We just leave it hot.
Yeah, we'll leave it hot.
That'll do the job.
Well, Frank, thank you so much for teaching me about this. But more importantly, thank you for teaching our kids so that our heritage, our past is never forgotten.
Thank you very much. We enjoy kids. We encourage them to come down to us. We try to educate them as much as we can, and thank you.
And we're here having a good time at the Huck Finn Jubilee 40th anniversary. Let's see what we can find next.
Once I hear tell he was happy. Well, he had his share of friends and good times. Now the friends have all gone on, through the streets he walks alone. Like an old dog gone astray, he's just holding in the way. Holding in the way, that's what I heard him say. He used to heed the words he said, but that was yesterday. Oh, turn around, you will fade away. They'll never care about you, oh, you're holding in the way.
We are here in the pavilion with Diane Messenger from the Folk Music Center in Claremont. Now, some of you may recall in a previous show, we had Ellen Harper on the show talking not only about the Huck Finn Jubilee, but how they were going to be giving kids an opportunity to learn to play some music. And I guess that's where you come in, right?
Yes, I'm one of the teachers at the Folk Music Center. So we included a violin teacher, a guitar teacher, we have a banjo teacher, a mandolin teacher, and a bass teacher.
Now, my understanding is these kids have been kind of getting classes. Today's Saturday, the event started yesterday.
Right.
So yesterday and today and maybe a little tomorrow, but they're putting on a performance tomorrow?
Yes. performance on Sunday at 4 in the pavilion.
All right, so how did the kids go about getting signed up for this? Were they already musicians, or do you have some newbies? Tell us about the fun you've been having.
We actually had a little bit of both. I had one student that was completely new, had never played the fiddle, and then I had some students who were actually part of a bluegrass band in their hometown. So we had a little bit of both. So yeah, there was just from beginning to.
And then how many classes or how much time have they spent here with you guys over the last 2 days?
We had a whole 4-hour.
Oh,
program.
nice.
So we had 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. So we did some individual teaching, and then we did some a group. So learning to play as a bluegrass band also. So.
And how many kids are we talking here?
Well, we had about a dozen yesterday, so yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, working with them. So.
And then their big goal is at 4 o'clock here tomorrow.
Yes.
They're all going to gather. Their friends and family will be here.
Yes.
And are they going to do like a full 4-hour concert?
Oh, we're going to do a half-hour program.
Not a 4-hour concert?
No 4-hour concert.
No, I'm out of here then.
Yeah.
but actually half hour surprises me.
Yeah.
So how many songs is that they had to
Well,
learn?
we had at least a half a dozen songs that we were trying to teach them. So, and then some of the kids actually had some other songs that they're going to put together too. So.
Oh, how fun!
So not only have we taught them, but they've taught us some things too. So learning new songs.
And I know that this event draws people from all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
How far away have some of your young students come from?
I had a couple of students from Arizona.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And
yeah.
they come here, and I know I bring my RV, but I live in Upland, so my drive is probably a lot shorter than theirs.
Yeah, so,
but they come a long distance to enjoy this. And
so their whole family came. So, and they brought a group of people to watch the whole program, and then of course to take advantage of the lessons also.
That's neat.
Yeah.
And to wrap up, tell us a little bit about the Folk Music Center in Claremont. You guys have been there for a long time.
Yes. There's actually it's a museum and a folk music center. We have all different kinds of instruments from around the world. We have music from around the world, and then we have lessons there too. So there's teachers there every day teaching, except for Monday. We're closed on Monday. So every day there's teachers teaching.
And it's on the old side of Claremont Village.
It's right in the village on Yale.
Right, awesome.
Yes.
All right, well, Diane, will you take us out with something on the fiddle?
All right. So just a little bit of bull and cabbage dance.
Yeehaw! I can really feel the spirit. I hope you can too. A lot of great music here, so don't go away.
Hi, this is Corey Chalmers, host of the TV show Hoarders and president of SteriClean Inc. 5% of the population suffers from hoarding behaviors. Are you or a loved one overwhelmed with clutter? If so, let our caring and compassionate specialists support you every step of the way, drama-free. Give us a call at 1-800-HOARDERS for a free estimate or visit hoarders.com. SteriClean has offices nationwide to assist you. Please call us at 1-800-HOARDERS. That's 1-800-462-7337.
After 2 days of training with the Claremont Folk Music Center, we are listening to the young people that may be the very future of bluegrass music. Let's take a listen.
We are still in Tom Sawyer's Village, a wonderful place for families and their children. And we are visiting right now with Tim Riley from Stone
Soup
Farms. I don't know why we were laughing. I keep wanting to say soap. Stone Soup Farms up in the Oak Glen region of Yucaipa.
Oak Glen, California. We're in a U-pick apple orchard. Our trees are 100 plus years old, a wine sap variety. And we offer activities and U-picking on our farm in the autumn. We pick our apple trees in the month of October, but we're open from Labor Day weekend to Thanksgiving weekend.
So what are the kids doing here?
Well, they're finding some gold dust. Largely, we're finding some gemstones. We're finding amethyst and citrine. And
wow, look at this.
Yeah, the gold rush is on here. He's struck it there.
Struck it rich. You got your college paid for there, dude.
So we have gemstone panning here. We're making some rope inside the tent there using a sisal cactus twine. We're also doing rope games, a one-on-one tug-of-war game meant to give you good sea legs as a sailor. We're also doing tops and whirligigs, making toys, and some other activities. And later on, we'll be having a kids' square dance.
See, what I love about especially you guys being here in Tom Sawyer Village every year is it takes the kids back to an old time when they didn't have, I don't know, Nintendos?
Yeah, a little more concentrated social activity back then. So the structured activities like the square dancing is a good social exercise there.
And there was nothing like having your own really high-end quality spinning top.
Right.
Compared to today.
Mm-hmm. Get the hands-on experience there. So.
Well, Tim, thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing this with us. And I know you've got lots of events. Give your website one more time.
So we are Riley'sStoneSoupFarm.com or info@Riley's Stone Soup Farm. That's 2 S's.
So if you didn't make it out to the Huck Finn Jubilee this year, you're still in luck. Don't go away. We have a lot more to come.
See you soon.
We are here at Dermatex of Orange County, and they also have a wonderful office in San Diego with Nick Karagosian, who is our personal guru of hair. And Nick, we've had you on the show as a main guest, and the information you had was so compelling. I wanted to have you back to talk about kind of the differences and options between surgical hair replacement and what is really getting popular today, non-surgical.
Sure. Hair transplants, I had done personally myself, and they worked great for me for 4 to 5 years. But as my pattern grew, I realized that I was running out of donor area, and I had to find another solution. But transplants can work great, especially on someone that has a smaller area to cover. Someone with a larger area, it's a little more difficult because you have a limited amount of hair to take from.
Plus, you know, I've heard, maybe it's changed, but I've heard it's a little uncomfortable. So if you've got a small area, well, that's not going to be as uncomfortable.
Well, that's true. But, you know, it's not so much, Ron, the discomfort of it. It's the disappointment if your expectations of what your final result is going to be is different than what occurs. That's the most painful part of it. It was for me anyway.
Right, and if your area is still growing, then you can literally outgrow your transplant.
You can, which is what happened to me. But there's plenty. But on the other side, transplants today are done much better. The surgeons are more skilled at it. They're getting much better results.
Right, but let's say you're one of those people that you've got a large area.
Yes.
Or the area is still expanding, or you just don't like surgery of any kind.
Okay. Right.
Then there's a great non-surgical option, which is what you guys specialize in.
Which is what you're looking at with me, which is called virtual reality hair. And it's the latest innovation in non-surgical hair replacement. And it can give somebody a completely natural hairline and hair like they once had.
And you can comb it back, and it's not obvious. You can shower, swim.
Yeah, there's nothing that you're restricted to. It's human hair. and it's just a great solution.
So, Nick, if someone wants more information about virtual reality hair, how do they get a hold of you?
In Orange County, they can call us at 949-305-2661. In San Diego at 858-457-5496, or on our website at dermatexhair.com.
All right, be sure to call or check them out online at dermatexhair.com. Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland is one of my favorite places to go for food, for drink, and for great entertainment. Located at 296 2nd Street in Old Town Upland, just north of the gazebo and just east of Euclid Avenue. This is a wonderful place with a broad menu, variety, great drinks, great fun, and marvelous people. They have weekly specials. These are my favorites. Check out their Monday night $5.99 steak dinner. How can you go wrong? They have specials virtually every night of the week. And then they have entertainment going on all the time, from trivia contests to karaoke to dancing to some of the best cover bands you'll ever hear on Fridays and Saturday nights. Check them out on Yelp, check them out on Facebook, or come on by and say you heard about them on Voice of the Inland Empire. I love it so much here. This is where we're shooting the show, right here from the bar at Charlie's Stars and Stripes in Old Town Upland. Come on by. Any evening, who knows, you may just see me here having dinner and a drink. It is that time of the show when we check the Citizens Business Bank Arena clipboard for what incredible events are right around the corner. But first, season tickets are now on sale for the Ontario Reign and the Ontario Fury, our own personal indoor soccer team and ice hockey team. Check them out, OntarioFury.com and OntarioReign.com. Now, coming up on September 9th and 10th, the Belong Tour. The Belong Tour is a 2-day experience challenging women to pursue their best lives. It is a call for women of all walks of life and faith to connect more deeply with their own dreams and purpose. Then on September 25th, the Ontario Reign hosts the Kings in the black and white intra-squad game. How much fun to see our Kings and our Reign on the ice together on one very special day. Then October 9th is the preseason game that we wait for every year, the Los Angeles Lakers against the Denver Nuggets. Want to watch the Lakers without driving into LA? Right here at the Citizens Business Bank Arena, October 9th. Don't miss the next generation of Los Angeles Lakers as they take on the Denver Nuggets in this preseason matchup. This and more at the Citizens Business Bank Arena. Check them out online, cbbankarena.com. What a great show, and I so enjoyed chatting with all of our guests, and I want to especially thank you for tuning in. And please, remember to set your DVRs so you never miss another episode of Voice of the Inland Empire. Or want to be able to watch 24/7? Then check us out online at voiceoftheinlandempire.com. And while you're there, drop us a line. We love to hear from you, what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show, thoughts or ideas for future guests. And please remember, all guests have to have topics of broad general interest and be non-commercial in nature. And if you don't have access to the internet and want to reach us, there's our Voice of the Inland Empire telephone hotline at 909-527-4560. So until next time, this is Ron Stark reminding you to be productive, care for your world and the people around you, work hard, find time for fun, and always remember to give back whenever and whatever you can. Until next time, goodbye for now.
Thank you.